Hello students! Welcome to another day of learning opportunity. I am Miriam Iniego and I will be discussing with you another topic in English 10. And this is all about argumentative writing techniques. But before that, let's have first the objectives of today's lesson. After going through this lesson, you are expected to know the different argumentative writing techniques. Recognize appropriate argumentative writing technique to be employed in a certain issue or scenario, and use variety of techniques in writing an argumentative essay. An argumentative essay is one that makes a clear assertion or argument about some topics or issues. When you are writing an argumentative essay, it is important to remember that an academic argument is quite different from a regular emotional argument. In an academic argument, you'll have a lot more constraints to consider, and you'll focus much more on logic and reasoning than emotions. Argumentative essays are quite common in academic writing and are often an important part of writing in all disciplines. You may be asked to take a stand on a social issue in your introduction to writing course. You could also be asked to take a stand on an issue related to healthcare in a nursing course, or make a case for solving a local environmental problem in your biology class. Whatever the case, having some knowledge of some basic argumentative techniques or strategies will be helpful as you write. Here are the argumentative writing techniques. Number 1, causal argument. Number 2, evaluation argument. Number 3, proposal argument. Number 4, narrative argument. Number 5, rebuttal argument. And lastly, the definition argument. Causal argument. In this type of argument, you argue that something has caused something else. For example, you might explore the causes of the decline of large mammals in the world's ocean and make a case for your cause. Evaluation argument. In this type of argument, you make an argumentative evaluation of something as good or bad. But you need to establish the criteria for good and bad. For example, you might evaluate a children's book for your education class, but you would need to establish clear criteria for your evaluation for your audience. Next, proposal argument. In this type of argument, you must propose a solution to a problem. First, you must establish a clear problem and then propose a specific solution to that problem. For example, you might argue for a proposal that would increase retention rates at your college. Next is narrative argument. In this type of argument, you make your case by telling a story with a clear point related to your argument. For example, you might write a narrative about your experiences with the standardized testing in order to make a case for a reform. Number 5 is rebuttal argument. In a rebuttal argument, you build your case around refuting an idea or ideas that have come before. In other words, your starting points is to challenge the ideas of the past. And lastly, the definition argument. In this type of argument, you use a definition as the starting point for making your case. For example, in a definition argument, you might argue that NCAA basketball players should be defined as professional players and therefore should be paid. That's the end of my discussion. I hope that you learned something today. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Goodbye, students!